yesterday. Probably zoomed in too much. That's from yesterday. Ooh, it finally came. My new board. I can finally get rid of this. It's been chipped. Starting to peel here. It's lasted pretty long for something that I've had for 2 years almost, or actually a year and a half. Not going to be using new bearings or bushings though, so my manual still may be a little rusty in the rolling, but these trucks are so well broken in. Plus I love the awesome turquoise blue kind of green bushings. But this board is time to retire for my new one. My first basic generic baker board. I think the wheelbase on this is a tad shorter than this. Oh, there he goes. You know how cats are with boxes. That's a really skinny box. Yeah. Too fat to fit in there. I guess you realize that. But this is the normal shape of most skateboards. Just the basic popsicle shape. Where this baker was the B2 square nose and tail with extra pop. And concave they claim, but I hated the squared nose and tail because it's like a platypus tail. Like, it doesn't really roll off very well. It's good for tail slides and transition, but not good for flip tricks. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys. He actually likes to skateboard. He gets on the skateboard and rolls around. But this video, let me line it up, Sonny. We got a little shorter wheelbase. It appears these sides are kind of lined up, but then you look at this side. I think this one is 14 and a half, and then this one's 14 and a quarter. So not that much of a difference. And then the overall length is supposed to be a little shorter. Keep in mind this board is a year and a half old and this one's new, but when I looked up the stats, this one's a little shorter. They're both 825. Well, this one is 8.47 or whatever, but pretty much the same thing. But as you can see, harder to tell on this side, but the squaredness is not as transparent. So see, this goes here. Jeez, my girlfriend is texting me a lot. She's gonna be on break soon, and then I'm gonna go get Arby's. But goes out straight more, and then it starts to curve. Where this one, as you can see, as soon as you get past the bolt area, the curve starts, and it's more rounded. Where this one is, it's kind of razor-tailed, but a little flatter. So, classic shape. The thing that I had an issue with is trying to kick flip, because it's so flat, you have to kind of like, let me show it like this. Okay, so if you're gonna kick flip, you know, if you kick forward, like on this board, you kick forward and then the curve starts so your foot doesn't really catch it and hook and sling it. So if you just kick kind of straight off like that, it'll flip. This one, because it's straight, you try to do that and flick forward, it's either gonna slight dolphin flip or it's gonna turn backside a little bit. So you gotta like flick out and behind you, almost like a hard flip, just to do a normal kick flip versus just kicking straight out. So that's one thing. And then obviously when it's squared, you got more weight on the outside edges, so it's going to mess up with like your center of gravity, centrifugal force, whatever the exact term is, correct me on that. So like when you're doing tray flips, you have more weight on the outside that's kind of bonking around, where on a board like this, especially with a slightly tighter wheelbase, more of your weight is going to be in the center, so it's going to allow it to spin more like a top. So maybe I'll be able to get 540 flips back on this. I don't know. But we're going to see how it is. And this was Mob Grip that had the paint on it, and it was already kind of slick when I got it. Felt like it was sanded down, like a muddy feeling. And then this is new Jessup Ultra Grip. So it's probably going to shred my shoes. So I'm going to do a break-in period with these old shoes before I put on the new ones. And for our final comparison, I guess, this is the B2. Besides, the main reason I got it was not the square nose and tail, it's because they said steep concave. But let's look side by side. I mean, obviously it's going to be worn out a little bit. But in terms of pop, I mean, I can see it angled a little bit more on the steep concave, the bottom one. But that just requires more effort and like a longer pop versus a quicker pop, which, I mean, a quick pop is more important than a strong pop. So got that. Hard to tell on camera, but see the wobbliness there. It's a little mellow. So we're actually going to look at these sections, and they're almost the same. I mean, this isn't the steep concave, so it's a little more mellow than this, but it's not dramatic. I mean, it's not like a Walmart board versus a normal board. Like, it's, dude, what is up with you? You want to skate? Alright, well, if you guys skate long enough, come on. Come on, let's see if we can get him to do it. Come on, Sonny. I hope you hear some sounds outside. Come on. Hey. Fine. Ugh. Hey. Well, he doesn't want to do it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the skate clips that I got with the new board. So as you can see, there's this little gap right here from the concaveness. Like I said, it's got a little more concave on the old board. And then the pop, little separation there, so it does kind of wedge and spring up a little bit more, so the nose and tail do go up and lift a little more on the B2 Baker boards, but it's not that much of a difference. So we'll see how it skates.